Hello and welcome to the D3 Energy live stream. I am Greg Davis, founder of D3 Energy, and I thank you for coming back and joining me in this ongoing video series about oil and gas in the United States and the resurgence, the paradigm shift back to conventional oil and gas. So today I wanted to talk a little bit, take a little bit of a diversion away from the technical side of things and this resurgence and talk to you about what are the products that are derived from a barrel of oil. And for some of you, I may be preaching to the choir. You may know some of this, but for many others, I hope that I will be enlightening you on where you find oil and gas in everyday products and why it matters. So the demand for oil and gas is rising. As I said 2 videos ago, the projected demand for oil across the world oil demand is going to go from about 100 million barrels of oil today to about 112 million barrels by 2040. So today the world produces about 100 million barrels of oil and consumes about 100 million barrels of oil every day. And that is projected to increase over the next couple of decades. And in the world energy mix, the world is demanding more energy in general, not just petroleum, but also demanding more renewable fuels and other forms of energy. But it is projected that even though we have incredible advancements in renewable energy from solar to wind and other forms of energy, oil is still projected to be 75% of that fuels mix. So we're always going to need oil. And it goes beyond oil for what we typically think of it being used for. We typically think of oil being refined into gasoline or jet fuel or diesel, and maybe you think of it as being asphalt for the roads and things like that. But surprisingly, there is a host of everyday consumer products which rely on oil as a base product, as a base material for that product. And especially now, as the world is getting more and more high-tech, creating things like carbon fibers, airplane fuselages made from carbon fiber, cars, lightweight cars that are now using carbon fiber bodies as opposed to metal or aluminum. Carbon fiber is derived as a petroleum byproduct. So let me break it down for you. So 1 barrel of oil has 42 gallons in it. And about 50% of that barrel of oil is refined into gasoline. And so that goes into our cars. About 23% is refined into diesel that goes into heavy haul trucks, and for fuel oil and diesel fuel. So diesel fuel and heating oil, And heating oil is used a lot back east as a primary source of heating as opposed to natural gas in some areas. So 50% of a barrel of oil is refined for cars, gasoline, and then 23% is refined for diesel for trucks and for heating oil. And then about 20%, 18 to 20%, is refined into a base product which is used in everyday products, in everyday items, and some unusual items as well. So if we think about The world demands 100 million barrels of oil per day. 20 million barrels is refined into products which are used daily in our consumer world and more high-tech applications. So, you want to know how many products are made from the base refined materials from oil? Well, I've got a list of 6,000 of them right here. And I thought what I would do is go through and read all 6,000 of them to you. So, no, I'm kidding. But let me give you some examples of some everyday products that you use that petroleum is the base. First of all, one of the main products is this phone that I am using to talk to you. This phone is made up of plastics, of resins, of chemicals and materials that are derived from a barrel of oil. So without the barrel of oil, we would not have iPhones or Samsungs or whatever else you've got. Makeup. Makeup uses petroleum as a base product. Mops, skis, linoleum, car batteries, soap, heart valves, valves that go in the human body that save people's lives from heart disease. Petroleum-based product. Let me get to the other 6,000. No, I'm kidding. Artificial limbs, movie film, footballs, many other products. Everyday products, aspirins that you take. Now, the other thing that is happening today, as I said, there is a lot of very high-tech materials that are being made, and again, are made from the base products refined from a barrel of oil. Carbon fiber, bulletproof vests. Some of the hardest, sturdiest, and lightest weight materials today are made from oil-based products. Special carbon fibers that are going into military vehicles and applications, and the next generations of car bodies, aircraft bodies, and things like that. So, and no matter how much we advance in our use of renewable fuels, and again, I am all for it, and the world needs it. The world needs all these energy forms. Oil is such a critical component of our economy that we will not be able to live without it. And again, right now, over 75% of the next decade's fuel supply will be based on petroleum and natural gas. And we've got to find more because that demand keeps growing every year. And so, why do we care? We need oil because we need it as a civilization. And again, it is making our lives more and more convenient. So many more products are using petroleum-based refined materials for everyday life. So, the bottom line is we have to keep producing oil and gas, even if we use less and less of it in our cars and our jets. And we can reduce our carbon footprint on the environment. The environment's very important to us. We're still going to need petroleum for the future, a lot of it. Over 20 million barrels a day to fuel this modern economy. And that's going to come from all the sources of petroleum that we have here in the United States, across the world. And again, there is a resurgence right now back to the conventional oil and gas fields that were left behind in this unconventional resource oil and gas industry. Conventional oil and gas is coming back. And again, there is a lot of oil and gas remaining in conventional reservoirs. And again, 20% of all that oil and gas, 20% of every barrel coming out, is going to be used in current modern day consumer products and the products of the future. So I hope you learned a little bit of something. I learned a little something today about the other uses of oil and gas and the various products and things that are made from refined oil and gas. And I appreciate you spending a little time with me again today. And I ask you to continue to come back, support this resurgence, this paradigm shift back towards conventional oil and gas. Help me, help us to continue to build this audience and build this resurgence of conventional oil and gas, and to spread the word. You are a part of it. So if you could share this video with your friends, invite your friends to like our page, I would appreciate it, and I will be back. Thanks again, Greg Davis. Have a great day.